Architect conceptions. Architect conceptions.
You feel that? Feel like 93 up in here. I feel that. Yeah.
Peace and love to everyone around the globe. Keep rocking non-stop, and the nostalgia's from the soul. The fake will dissolve, but the real remains whole. Nothing new beneath the sun, everything gets exposed. Yo, peace and love to everyone around the globe. Keep rocking non-stop, and the nostalgia's from the soul. The fake will dissolve, but the real remains whole. Nothing new beneath the sun, everything gets exposed. We all grow as men and women on this globe spinning. Hope isn't deferred, you reemerge as no victim, but a victim sharp as scissors cutting off the users who once used you. I salute you like a devil dog recruiter. Who'd have thought major rapper steal from the indie? Heard bits and pieces of my flow, come on nigga, give me what you stole, you sold your soul, now your music iffy. Record sales weak as hell, vultures feeling iffy. Pissy, drunk off ego and arrogance. I'm not the one to judge other people, so there it is. My heart's crying for babies killed in Palestine. Don't call me anti-Semitic, cause I said it and I got a spine. It's out of line how they twisted Western news. They hardly speak on Haiti and they silence all the Jews who see what I see, and they speak on the true black and brown kids dying just like Israel's youth. Yo, peace and love to everyone around the globe. Keep rocking non-stop, and the nostalgia's for the soul. The fake will dissolve, but the real remains whole. Nothing new beneath the sun, everything gets exposed. Yo, peace and love to everyone around the globe. Keep rocking non-stop, and the nostalgia's from the soul. The fake will dissolve, but the real remains whole. Nothing new beneath the sun, everything gets exposed.
Yo, you know they say it's unhealthy if you talk to yourself. Others say it's only unhealthy if you respond to yourself when talk. Yo.
I love living rent-free inside that oversized dome of yours, creating fake accounts cause you don't count. Yes, I'm an open source, hating from a distant move, flipping like a Trojan horse. Niggas is vanilla like Hoochie Mama booty shorts. I felt pains, probable causes with AIDS, wins and losses we gain, visions and bosses sustain, victories taught us reclaim. Gotta be cautious, maintain, listen, don't salt us, I'm saying. Hater back office cause change put you in coffins. Everybody's a killer till they meet someone who ain't one, who takes it too far with them to a place where they can't come back. Relapse the acts, expose these cats and now they can't front. Bullies are just cowards who abuse their power. Hey son, I'm peaceful, they deceitful, party people about the witness. The darkness of a mental carcass torn apart like stitches. Love's the highest form of understanding. Banish all the wicked from my cipher. I'm a fighter and the higher self. You know I felt pains, probable causes with AIDS, wins and losses we gain, visions and bosses sustain, victories taught us reclaim. Gotta be cautious, maintain, listen, don't salt us, I'm saying. Hater back office cause change put you in coffins. I felt pains, probable causes with AIDS, wins and losses we gain, visions and bosses sustain, victories taught us reclaim. Gotta be cautious, maintain, listen, don't salt us, I'm saying. Hater back office cause change put you in coffins. Let this music motivate you when the hustle not betray you.
Hey everybody, we are live here for another dope episode of Let's Get Activated podcast. We are at episode number 167. We're streaming live right now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X. We are also on Gnarly FM, Culture Shock Radio, Raptor Music FM, Radio for Sale, and Rockbox FM. So for tonight, I have a returning, special guest here. We have an amazing album that just dropped, June 10th, King. So I would like to reintroduce the God, King Kamal.
Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure to be back. It's a, it's a blessing. It's an honor to be back. Thank you for having me on. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, no, honored to have you. Album just dropped, so we definitely got to, break it down for the people because it's just so dope, right?
Oh yeah, it is. A lot of hard work. A lot went into it. I'm just excited about it.
Definitely, definitely. So we're gonna get, right into it. We're gonna do like a song for song breakdown, for everybody. So we're gonna start off with, the King intro.
Okay. Well, the King's intro is just a reminder to never take time that we have on this earth, for granted, and never underestimate the next man, because things are always like subject to change. You know what I mean? So, and I call it King's intro for like obvious reasons. I mean, King is my name, you know what I'm saying? Not my ego. It's just my name, it's just who I am. And it was my introduction, to this album, you know?
Well, definitely a great introduction. And we have like a sidebar question real quick. Gabe at Finally TV, he's just asking like how are the people receiving the new project?
Mm. You know what? A lot of people are surprisingly receiving it pretty well. Like, and I say surprisingly because I always humble myself and I'm always like my hardest critic. Like, like the last two albums, well, I would say the last album and this album, I was kind of hard on myself and I was just going so hard with engineering a lot of things behind the scenes where I was like, I don't know if anybody's ready. I don't know if they're ready. I don't know if this project is ready. And I got in my head a little bit too much. And, you know, I kind of underestimated, some of the people that organically like supported me and they really showed out. Yeah.
Yeah, they showed up and showed out. I've seen the numbers. So yeah, So it's been dope so far, you
Yeah.
know. So then we're gonna get into, song two, Stardust.
Yeah, Stardust is about finding inspiration, no matter where you are in life, because we're all here in this thing called life, trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? You hear people scientifically say that we all are different particles and stuff of the universe, scientifically speaking, and all that. So that's where I got the title Stardust from. It's produced by a phenomenal rapper and producer out of Minnesota by the name of KPW. He produced a track for me a few years back, and and I decided I wanted to put it on the album. Me and my manager, like, we came together on it and decided that it will work well for the album. You know what I mean? It had a cinematic, like Star Wars type of like vibe to it, and I just really liked the poetic points and stuff that I was making. You know what I mean? Like it
Mhm.
displayed human frailty in its you know most naked and open like form. You know.
It definitely did. Definitely love that track, for sure. So
hmm
then we've got 1993, which we actually started the show with.
Yeah, 1993 is a song dedicated to that era, dedicated to that era and those who lived through it, while representing the culture we call hip hop. You know what I mean? Some people will say that the 90s were arguably the best era out of hip hop. You know what I mean? Me, I've been fortunate enough to live through and create and be inspired through different eras. And I can honestly say that the 90s were my favorite. The 90s were my favorite era. You know what I mean? And 90 between 92 and 94, like we were doing it. So it was like when I heard the track that was produced by Serious Beats, it's like that's the first thing that like it grabbed me. I said, yo, that's that nostalgia. And you hear me saying it like in the track. I was like, yo, you hear that? You feel that? You know what I mean? Yo, shout out to EJ Wade, phenomenal author, man. Check out his work, man. He's on Amazon doing big things and everything. That's my brother. He was on a couple of my albums, and I was on like some of his like new like stuff for his Passport Inc. Soundtrack. But yeah, 1993, it was a nostalgia. It was intentionally a throwback. You know what I mean? That's why I
Mhm.
kind of took the flow back to that. You know what I mean? So I had fun doing it, and I kept it short and simple and to the point. You know?
You did, and another thing that I loved about it, aside from the nostalgia, bringing up, serious issues that's going on, the things that's going on, in Palestine right now and in Haiti. I really like respect that. Like, thank you for, just talking about it.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate it. Uh, Nina Simone, the late great Nina Simone, said that an author should always reflect the times. Like the songs, the lyrics, and everything should always reflect the times that we're living in. And that's always been me. And during that era, like the '90s, especially the early '90s, a lot of people were doing that. Like they were on their lyrical miracle stuff and
Mhm.
everything and their grimy stuff, or they were on like the West Coast, like funk like thing with the Chronic and all that and the whole nine. Everybody was lyrical in their own point, and you also had like a underlying group of people that made like more like conscious things where they weren't afraid to say certain things, like maybe like in the late '80s, people, it was like out there in your face with the
Mhm.
consciousness. But in the early '90s, there was still residue left of where people were showcasing their skills, but they were still like putting like sprinkles of like the consciousness in there. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, that's also what inspired me. And I just felt like I had to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
what they say, like I'm a dog that don't have a bark in a fight, meaning that I don't pick and choose like sides or anything like that. I just pretty much said how I felt. Like I even said it in a song that even, our brothers and sisters, from Israel, like you have a lot of them that understand like what's going on and not just subscribing to what's being said or being fed to us through Western news. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's what it was about. I wasn't trying to be preachy or nothing like that.
No, you was just keeping it real 100. That's what it's about, keeping it genuine.
Indeed. True indeed.
Definitely, definitely. So then the next track on that we have number 4 is Solid Foundation.
Yeah, solid foundation. It's like my hip hop origin story, so to speak, or a fraction of it. When I was growing up as a shorty on the south side of Chicago, before migrating to the south, man, it was pretty much giving people like a glimpse of me in the younger years and stuff when the underground backpack scene and everything first started in Chicago. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, and I always tell people in previous like interviews that Chicago originally didn't have a sound like this was like before, way before drill, years before drill came into the picture. And you had legendary people that went on to be legendary like No ID, people
Mhm.
that went on to be legendary like my mentor who worked beside No ID, um Doug Infinite,
Mhm.
and there is another version that's going to be on the deluxe album for that song Solid Foundation, where I'm like paying homage to, Doug Infinite, because he doesn't really get the props he deserves. And he's had his hand in a lot of work and producers and artists who people listen to now on a huge plateau. Like there's so many people who are influenced and inspired by him, and they
Mhm.
don't know it because he comes from the same tree as certain people that are producers now that people highly reverence and everything, especially coming out of Chicago. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, you even hear him, him in the song talking like I got like, him talking and speaking about hip hop in Chicago coming up, and how it was our escapism from like all like the violence and the gang activities that was going on, and it taught us how to like maneuver through all different things. And
Mhm.
it was all about us having fun and just being creative. And back then, even different people in that element, in Chicago, even gangbangers, like when they would see us, they knew we weren't on that. They saw we
Right.
were all about hip hop culture, and it was positive and it was entertaining to them, and they loved it, you know? So yeah, that's what Solid Foundation is about.
Yeah, and I gotta also add, we like to keep it organic, so there's actually 2 versions out now of Solid Foundation. So, well,
Yeah.
the streams are, we appreciate the streams, but it's a shorter version there. But if you want the full, long, extended version,
Hmm.
please go to the website or Bandcamp. I'm just
Yep.
saying,
Please
for the
do.
long version, www.kingkamalhiphop.com or
Yes.
kingkamal.bandcamp.com.
True
You know,
indeed.
genuine support. I had to throw that in there.
No doubt.
You know I do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. So
100%.
yeah, so speaking of that, we're gonna move on to number 5 is gatekeepers.
Gatekeepers. The title of that is pretty much self-explanatory. Uh, in different fields of many different things, you always hear people say, "Well, this person or this group of people is gatekeeping this, and this group of people is gatekeeping that." You hear that a lot of times or whatnot about like in acting and comedy and different lanes and stuff. For me, it was about certain people in the underground and indie scene, who pick and choose based on clicks, favoritism, and not dopeness alone. You know what I mean? Like bloggers, DJs, certain journalists, certain producers, and certain rap cliques, and they know who they are. If
Yes.
y'all watching this, y'all know who y'all are. You know what I'm saying? You all, like, some of you have played my music, and some of you have like gave a review on some of my work, or some of the work, collaboration work that I did with the guy Sunya is a lot. And some of it was love, and some of it was like sneak dissing and stuff. And then they were like showing certain favoritism to certain people just
Mhm.
off of GP because they either came from the same geographical location, or they knew somebody, they knew each other through mutual friends and all that other stuff. So people need to know, as I stated in the Gatekeeper song, that in this underground and indie field where people feel like, oh, you all are united, or you all should be united. It's not like that at all. It's not. Like, you got people who are haters, you got people who are very jealous, you got people that watch you, but they they don't support you, but they low key watch you and listen to your stuff on a low.
Mhm.
And you know, in some instances, those gatekeepers, they're they're as corrupt as the people in the commercial field of hip hop who they pass judgment on. So that's what
Mhm.
Gatekeepers was about.
You're right.
Hmm.
It's a fact. I've been in this industry, 4 years now, and I have seen it. I can drop names and everything. I have seen it. It happens, and you're right. They're just as corrupt as a commercial. It's just a different name, underground and commercial. Other than that, it's the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. It's true. Hmm.
Hmm. So next we have number 6, conversations, which we also played in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, it's funny because there wasn't that was another version of conversations that was being created in the creative process. And because we couldn't quite get the kinks out in the production, with samples and like sonically the sound and
Mhm.
all of that, at the last minute we had to go with something else. Conversations is how, sometimes you go back and forth with different thoughts in your head and how you should or shouldn't handle certain situations and circumstances. You know what I mean? So it starts off with me having a conversation, with myself. You know what I mean? and I just touched on like different things that bother me. You know, certain people that try to bait me online, real life trolls. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like musically and outside of music. I mean, but I touched on it, and hopefully, I think that anybody that has had those moments where they had to contemplate certain decisions on if something was worth addressing or touching, you know, but they didn't go there because they was like, it's not worth my time or anything like that. And there was certain things where they were like, well, this is worth addressing. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can have those conversations in your head in a healthy way.
Mhm.
You can have those conversations in your head and come to a conclusion that it's not even worth it. It's not it like you don't need to allow certain people in certain petty situations um to live rent free in your head or in your head at all. So that's what conversations was about.
Hey, love the concept and I already have a visual in my head of it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like two of you having a conversation. So that was,
word.
a dope concept. That's what I got from it. So
Yeah,
you did great.
thank you. I
You're,
appreciate it.
you're welcome. So now we have number 7, which is chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry was another song that it's like the thought like I became more in tune with the universe on this one, and it just really inspired me. And it's about uh, chemistry, things of what's shared between special people, that you connect with in your life and everything. You know, everybody is special in their own way. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you never really realize how special people are until things that you have between them become a memory. You know what I mean? And you
Right.
just don't really want to take any like connections with genuine people who are unique for like granted, or take the bonds with them lightly. Like anybody that's in my life now, like I don't take them for granted. You know what I mean? I don't take it lightly, because those select few people, they're very rare. They're very
Mhm.
rare. The bond that we share is like very organic. And, it's that type of chemistry where you, you didn't ask for it. You know what I mean? You
Right.
didn't try to put it together or anything like that. It just was you was minding your business. And while you were minding your business, you became one with the universe. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because you're the universe and the universe is you. You know what I mean? And it's
Yes.
all connected, going back to that Stardust reference and whatnot. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, that's what chemistry is about. Like you hear people say it all the time
Mhm.
about, how rappers and other artists have chemistry with different producers, or a singer might have chemistry with a certain songwriter, and you could just tell when you hear it and everything. So that's pretty much what I was on. Like I was in that was another one where I was in a zone. Like I didn't have a hook, I didn't have a pad or a pen or anything in hand. Like I just completely like zoned out like when I heard the beat, and I just started like freestyling and I just started going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it fits, it's very, organic, and like you said,
Hmm.
universe, it's everything, and then you just have those beautiful rare occasions when you connect, and it's, you did a great job, with it.
Thank you. Thank you. I tried to, I just zoned out.
Yeah. Oh, it was a great zone out. Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. So now we have number 8, Time Tells.
Time Tells, another song title that is self-explanatory. What was wild about Time Tells is I got the beat maybe about 5 months ago from Serious Beats.
Mhm.
And oh man, I heard it and I was like, yo, I was like, I got to have that. I got to do something to it. And at the time, I was working on the Paul album, but it was like the Paul album, it was so gritty and grimy, production wise and sonically on a boom bap, tip and everything. And I tried to keep the theme for the Paul album centered around one group of producers,
Mm-hmm.
which is True Ciphers. True Ciphers, some brothers that I work with, they're fam, Oda Beat Smith, and Tones, you know what I mean? Those are
Mm-hmm.
my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Those are my brothers in melodies and beats and everything. And the song, the beat to Time Tells, it didn't fit what I was currently working on.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to keep it centered around them. And right after the album, like I'm the type of person to just keep going. I
Yeah.
keep going. I'll be like, I can't stop. People like, well, man, you need to push this album. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. But even back in the days, I was like a studio rat. Like I love being in the studio, just constantly creating, cranking it out nonstop, and like a machine. Because when you're in the zone, you're in the zone.
Right.
And that's and Time Tells, when I got that beat over a period of time, I started just like looking at it like I was looking at a canvas, and I started creating and freestyling to it bit by bit and just like put it together. It's about how time reveals what's concealed, how it heals, helps one grow, and how it continues to go on, how life continues to go on, even if we don't, or if we cease to
Mm-hmm.
exist in physical form. So it's like time tells, it reveals what's real and it reveals what's not. You know what I mean? So yeah,
That's right.
that's what I did. You know what I mean? Like time
Yeah.
tells.
Yes, and what's so funny about that, fun fact, that was going to be the ending. That was going to be the ending. But then, you being you at the 11th hour, like people, the 11th hour does exist. When people say the term 11th hour, you
I
was like,
know.
I got another one for you. Number 9,
I
June 15th,
know.
literally.
Yeah, like literally, that was like maybe less than a half an hour before the album was like ready to drop. It was
Yeah.
like I was just zoning out because I was going through some beats that were sent to me by Tones from True Cipher.
Hmm.
And I was like, yo, I said, man, how did I let this beat get past me? And I was listening to it and I was like, man, I don't have anything for it. Like, I don't have a concept, I don't have anything for it. And it was like, I put the headphones on and I turned it up, I cranked it up, and it just put me like there. Like,
Hmm.
and I just started like zoning out. And I just found myself, as I was creating, as the clock was like winding down, I said, man, this is about to be a whole nother milestone and everything for me. And just over like the years and through the years, I just was like, man, I just want to say thank you to whoever has been rocking with me. Even if you don't rock with me no more, as an artist, I'm thankful if you ever like rock with me, even if it was for a quick moment. Like it just really like it overwhelmed me, and it was kind of pretty much like a thank you thing. And then I started like going through different stuff where, all of us have like situations, you know, that we feel like are worth patching up, things that
Hmm.
may not be worth patching up. And, if they are, you can forgive people. That don't mean y'all gotta be buddy buddy and all that stuff. Like I touch
Right.
on real things. I talk about how, as you get older, you get those middle of the night phone calls that you don't want to get. You know what I mean? Like I
Hmm.
talk about real things, you know what I mean? And that's what the beat like really like did to me. Like that's where it placed me, and like I said, Owen Tones, they do their thing. And you know, uh Tones said he cooked the beat up like
Hmm.
specifically for me, like, and he hit the nail on the head with that one, like, but
Yeah.
you gotta go to the site to get that. Unless you
Yes.
wait for the deluxe.
Yes. Yes.
Deluxe.
That's
Deluxe.
right. The deluxe edition coming out soon.
I
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
right?
For now though, y'all gotta go to the website,
Hmm.
kingkamalhiphop.com or Bandcamp,
Hmm.
kingkamal.bandcamp.com, to get that. That's just a little bonus for that real genuine love. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Definitely. Do you want to talk about the website real quick? Because that's kind of new, so it's kind of the one-stop shop.
Yeah, you'll find everything there. You'll find everything there, and you can see it at the bottom of the screen. You can find like my whole catalog that I've done throughout the years, the songs I've created. You can check out the double album called All in Due Time. It's a double album, so it's pretty lengthy. You have the album project, some years back that me and the artist producer KPW did together. You'll find like the albums that were dropped last year with me and the guy Sonia Zala, phenomenal author, you know what I'm saying, hip hop head, true and living, doing his thing. You'll
Mhm.
find everything that has to do with me on there, updates, management. Like, I mean, you'll find it all. Like, if you need anything, who to reach because it's all on there. It's at both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
look at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Reading is fundamental. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's there. And I'm just real excited about this album. I'm also really excited about the deluxe that's coming, because
yeah,
it's gonna have like some extra joints on there, and there's possibly gonna be some limited edition goodies like some merch coming. A little something to say thank you to anyone who's still rocking with me and still supporting.
definitely, definitely. The merch, all that good stuff is coming. You guys just got to keep on, supporting, the God here, King Kamal, and follow him too at King Kamal
Yes.
Hip Hop. You know, everywhere is at King Kamal Hip Hop. You can't miss him.
No, you can't. You go to any of them spots, you're gonna see my big pie face like right there, like, hey,
It's
you
so
know what I'm
silly.
saying? Like, like you gonna see me. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I promise you, uh, there's nothing that you'll find in my catalog that'll be disappointing. Everything in there is worth your while. Like, I'm pretty sure you'll find something that I've created that you're like, you know what? I like that. And even if it's joints that you don't like, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna walk away humming it because it's catchy. And even if you don't like it, it don't mean it's whack. It just means that it might not be for you because, you know, not being arrogant, but I don't make whack music.
No, you do not. I can attest to that. The very first time you were on Activated, I would say most difficult playlist because I literally wanted to play your whole catalog, but we would have been on here all night. So it was one of those things.
I'm humble, you know what I mean? And I'm thankful, because I can say that because I have come a long way. And I'm not saying that I'm special in a sense like I'm better than anybody that came before me or anybody that's currently doing their thing. I'm just saying that there are people like me who are like the underdog who have worked extremely hard, and there are well-known rappers who are not underground, who are like mainstream, who I've caught sneaking and creeping around my pages. And when I hear stuff that they put out after they check my pages out,
Mhm.
I hear bits and pieces of what they stole from some of my songs. And I'm not talking about coincidental, and they know exactly who they are. That's why I said that on the song 1993. So I
Mhm.
also encourage like independent artists, to do the knowledge, meaning look, learn, observe, and respect, the whole process, but also give yourself credit that you are that dope in a sense and on that level to where you have people that are higher ups following you trying to like bite ideas because all their gimmicks have ran out.
Yes, that's true. That's true. You've been in this game for a while. You're accomplished, Billboard winning songwriter, you have, done work with, two legends, in the game and stuff. So you've done a lot, you know.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
done a lot. So, people definitely need to stay tapped in. And one thing we forgot to mention
What's
about the
that?
album, the most obvious, June 10th, that was your born day.
It was, yo.
You know?
It was, and that's why the deluxe album it's gonna have a little something special on there, and we made sure that we got the album out, by any means with that June 10th stamp. It had to be done, album title, special moment. I mean, it's there. You know what I mean? Like there is also a very strong possibility that June 10th King may be my last album. You know what I mean? So that's a bombshell to anybody that's been rocking with
Mhm,
me. Like it'll probably be my last album. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Who is my Mount Rushmore?
mhm.
Hmm. Somebody just asked who is my
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
Mhm. Oh
yo,
goodness.
you know what? Honestly, to answer that, it depends on the decade that we're talking about because you got the 80s, you got the 90s, you have the early 2000s, and you got now. So there's layers to that question. So I have to know what decade you're talking about because we got so many great uh underrated phenomenal lyricists, MCs, um, artists who've been doing it for years. Oh, for
For Chi
Chi-Town.
Town.
Oh, for Chi-Town. Okay,
Mhm,
so I'm gonna say my Mount Rushmore in no particular order. Common, Lupe Fiasco, Twister,
mhm,
and I'm gonna say Chance the Rapper, and if we're talking about the newest from this generation, in my opinion, for me,
mhm,
my fifth one is gonna be Dirk, Lil Dirk.
mhm.
You know what I mean? And I say that like a lot of people who are like backpackers and underground and all that, they might like kind of like have an issue with me saying that. But being from Chicago, there's like different elements, that we have. You know what I mean? Everything is not backpack. Like you got people who, you know, have different like lanes that they cater to. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like you got street cats, you know what I'm saying? You got hardworking, positive people. You got people who are like into like the mosque type stuff. You got people that are Christian. You got people of all different walks of life in Chicago. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's see. Mike
Mhm.
Santos. He said he stick with Lupe.
That's it with Lupe. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said the album is awesome too. So we appreciate that
Wow.
support, Mike. You know.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Look at EJ Wade, King and Nas, only guys with fresh back-to-back product right now. Man, I'm humbled to even be mentioned in the same sentence as Nas. Like, I mean, I just really am. I'm a student of his and all the greats that were out during that era. You know what I mean? Like I've been a student since, back to the barbecue. So yeah, I mean, that's what it is, man. Like I do what I do. Like everything that you see within me is a plethora and a gumbo of everybody that came before me and everybody that came up during the time of me doing my thing and just me being a student and
Mhm.
being originally from the Midwest. I'm a combination of everything mixed in one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why you're not going to get all backpack. That's why you're not going to get all this or all that. You're going to get a mixture of different things. And that's why you could hear me do many different things on tracks that some people can only just rhyme and only do one thing on. You know what I mean? Like there's like dimensions to me. There's layers to me. You got a lot of artists that say that, and it's really not. But
Mm-hmm.
my music, it speaks for itself that I'm a student of the game in many different like aspects and many different artists and different styles for me to be a person that doesn't have a style.
Yeah, that's correct. And he's right though. You have back-to-back product out. This is your third album, and yet I can attest I'm from the Midwest too. So we get everything. We're not just stuck in a box. And
Yeah.
with yours, it's so versatile. Like you can do, West Coast, East Coast, down south, everything. And it doesn't sound like you're trying to sound that way. It just comes out naturally. That's the key, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. It comes out natural because people that know history about Chicago and many of us who come from the Midwest originally, we all we all are products of people that came from down south. So
Hmm.
there's always like a southern, like we're that extended southern cousin to where we're like Midwest country. And then when I moved down south, it's like I I evolved. My speech slowed down a bit.
Hmm.
My country slur and twang and everything got real heavy. My accent changed, and I felt right at home because wherever I was is that's where home was. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Hmm.
what it was. And that's what it is.
Yeah, we got another question for you. I bought Lupe's first mixtape off of eBay. Do you miss the mixtape era of hip hop?
I do. I do. I miss the mixtape era of hip hop when it comes to certain artists. Um, I I also kind of enjoyed the mixtape era when people started using original songs for their mixtapes, like
Hmm.
songs that probably couldn't get sample clearance or anything like that, and they leaked it out there themselves. So yeah, I miss it. I miss like hearing exclusives from Jay, exclusive from Lupe, exclusive from Nas, like exclusives from all of the greats, the locks, like everybody. I mean, like, I remember that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like I miss that. I do. I miss going to like the flea market and get my bootleg
me
DVDs
too.
along with my mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Right next to the guy, with the Jamaican patties and stuff like that and everything. You know what I mean? I miss that. Yeah. During the
Hmm.
mixtape era, I was down south in College Park. You know what I'm saying? College Park, Georgia. You know what I mean? Like I was out there. I used to see Ludacris and all of them cats and everything doing their thing, like selling their stuff out of their trunk. You know what I mean? Like that's where I was when the mixtape era was like really heavy doing that thing. You know what I mean? I miss it. Yes, I do.
Yeah, definitely a good era. I miss it too. That took me back. That made me reminisce for a second.
I know, right? Like for real, like I do. Like it was pure before people were really trying to like capitalize off of it in a commercial type way, or like people, it was before people were trying to make their mixtape into albums. You know what I mean? like
Right.
like I miss like the original 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying?
Me
Like
too.
50 before he got like shot in the mouth and everything. Like 50 was a spitter. You would hear him on those mixtapes and everything. Like his flow was faster and everything, and he actually really had bars. you
Yeah, I
know
remember like thicker than water, like one of those. That was one that
yep.
was
I
heavy in
know, right?
rotation. Yes,
Man, you going back.
man. I know revealing my age, but I don't care. I had to take it back.
But it's a beautiful thing because hip hop is timeless, and people who try to mention anything about somebody's age, they really don't understand hip hop, because what do you think is supposed to happen to somebody who grew up in the culture and grew up hip hop? Like when they grow up, they supposed to stop being part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like me, I'm hip hop for life. Hip hop is what you are. Hip hop is who you are. Hip hop is you, and hip hop is how you live. everything that I do, the way I walk, talk, move, act, dress, and the whole nine. Like hip hop and knowledge itself is always incorporated in there, always has been, always will be. And nobody who's come after me is going to tell me that I need to stop being hip hop, because you didn't make the rules. You know what I'm saying? Like when you live long enough to realize that you're not just part of the culture, but you are the culture, you don't care about what anything anybody says regarding age or any of that, because people aren't paying attention to that type of stuff in other genres and other like groups, Salute.
That's peace. That's peace. There's true. Like stop putting a time stamp or expiration date on hip hop. We all grew up on this. We are this,
Yeah. The only thing you should be concerned about is if I'm an artist or if I'm an artist still. The only thing you should be concerned about is if I'm dropping something hot for you to like vibe to. And if you can't rock with it, I promise you'll find somebody else who's hip hop, that will give you exactly the sound that you're looking for. But I'm pretty sure if I'm not your cup of tea, I know that I'm somebody else's, you know what I mean? So that's the beautiful thing about hip hop. You got options, you got choices, you got people that come from different regions where they can give you so many different layers of the culture. You know what I mean?
Exactly what you're doing, with your catalog. So even though you dropped that bombshell about this might be the final album, I'm telling you guys, King Kamal has so much music and it's timeless. There's nothing that sounds dated. So you can just keep playing and playing and playing it. So you guys can just enjoy the catalog, even if he decides not to do another album.
But But you know what? Before we end, I will say, I said this may be my final album. I never said this would be my final serving for music. Right. Singles.
Yes, singles.
Songs.
Well, I was gonna let you drop that. I didn't want to be, letting you tell that,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes. So there still would be some, there will still be some music. It's just not going to be, full albums, but that's good. Let's take the singles, take what you can get.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want a whole lot more. I promise you, I got it all, and all that at the bottom of the screen. It's all there. If you want to hear like more from me, I'm out there. Like you may even hear me on other people's songs, and people that reach out to me. I get people that reach out to me that want to collaborate, or they're working on compilations and they want to snag me for like for a song or for a project or whatever. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm out there. I'm always going to be out there.
Definitely not going anywhere at all, Well, I want to, thank you for, once again returning to the show, blessing me with your presence here and just your phenomenal work, your music, your conversation. It's been dope as usual.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Now, I figure, since we do have the bonus track, June 10th, King, we might as well close it out for that, and then everybody go to the website, though, and download it.
Yep.
Yeah. So, this has been another amazing episode of Let's Get Activated podcast. Again, please follow King Kamal at King Kamal Hip Hop, everywhere. I just want to wish everybody, peace and love.
Peace.
Peace.
Yo, don't let me go. Don't say goodbye. Say hello. We all know that life is precious. Still hate is so infectious. Father time will undress us. If it's really real, the joy and pain will reconnect us. If it don't, I guess it's meant to see the stretcher. Some bonds never die, some do, and they dead ya. Flatline a nigga like y'all never knew each other. That's real rap. If you feel that, let it touch. As you get older, you start getting them calls in the middle of the night, and tears begin to fall. Shit, then you start thinking about beefs that never made sense. Reminiscing about them dreams when we thought we would have it all. Shit. Damn. Man, I can't believe I'm still around, man. You know, it's such a blessing to be anywhere, man. It's all love.
I'm just happy to be with y'all in a moment. Here, not in fear, vision clear, and I'm zoning. Independent for years in my career, like I'm zoning. Shot glasses to the sky, get them high like we smoking. If you only knew what the guy been through, you would roll the red carpet, ladies leave the door open. True, June 10, I represent for the Geminis. Which twin you wanna wake, better pick a size. Choose wise.